just got started on our hike. We left Rock Harbor where the boat dropped us off. When you check in, you need to get a national park pass. They sell them here. And then you have to go through your process for getting your backcountry permit. And for that, they just get your information as well as where you are staying each night. Now, if that changes, that's totally fine. They just like to have a basic idea of where everyone is. And then when you're done at the end of your trip, you got to return that so they know you made it back safely. So we're going to Muskie Basin Campground. I think it's 11 miles. And then we're going through 3 Mile Campground to get there. So if you do something like that, they have maps here. But a lot of the maps that are like the permanent ones there, it doesn't say Muskie Basin, it said 3 Mile, and that's the way to go. So anyway, I just wanted to show you some of the pretty dents here. I also wanted to show you what the trails look like, so you might be wondering that. See how thick it is. So a lot of the trail is, it's not just compacted dirt, but there's larger rocks, because it's kind of near where the Canadian Shield starts. You can see like right here, it's rock. So if you're wondering what kind of footwear, so far that's what we got. The terrain here is changing a lot, back and forth. Down by the water, there's a lot of huge rock formations you had to climb over. And then we get through that, kind of more into the wooded area. And we have these planks to walk over. So some of those rocky areas are it's pretty tough in the sense of you got to watch your step slow. Which is one other thing I wanted to mention. Because of the trails being like that, I find that it's sometimes difficult to take a look around, look at the scenery. Like here's a dirt trail, so it's not so bad. But you walk around those rocky formations, you got to watch your footing, so you have to go slow. And because you're watching your footing, you have a hard time looking around at the scenery, any potential wildlife, stuff like that. So just something to keep in mind. You're probably going to end up going slower than what you had thought. Look how thick this is. The woods, dense. It's just beautiful. And just before this, we're walking right along the shore, right by Lake Superior. It's nice. Just off the path, marked on the path, is Susie's Cave. So here's Susie's Cave. It's not very far off the trail at all. Well, that's cool. Not huge. No. This looks pretty cool. There's a little exit right there. Huh. Worth checking out. Not far. down here near the water. This is between Rock Harbor and 3 Mile. There's a huge portion of it that is all rock like this. What is this, granite or what is it? Whatever it is, it's not the easiest going up and down and slow moving, so keep that in mind. Now, I know it's not all like this, but so like a lot of this, you gotta be really careful coming down. So it's gonna be slow moving. Stepping up and around all of this. But look at these views. As soon as we leave that area with all those rocks climbing over, it goes into a wooded area, and it keeps doing this back and forth. So it's not all like that other area, but definitely worth knowing that you have those to contend with. Some of the old mines, I believe it's called Siskowit mine. There's a few of these where they started mining and then abandoned it. This is just off the trail, so this is between 3 Mile and Daisy Farm. That's cool. It's a long way down. We're just taking a little break here to rest our shoulders and our legs a little bit. So up here on the island, and also parts of the Keweenaw Peninsula and the Upper Peninsula, are these thimbleberries. Let's get a... That's a good ripe one right there. So they're delicious. They kind of does not taste like a raspberry.
Squirrels, man.
Not really like a strawberry, but oh. I wonder if that squirrel's nest is around here. Oh, there he goes. So anyway, there's these thimbleberries everywhere along the trail. Not all of them are ripe. She's got some good ones right there.
They're very soft.
Yeah, you pull them off,
smash so easily.
like off of like a little head, and yeah, they can smash in your fingers pretty easily. Some more back down here.
Oh, I got that.
And they tell you, the rangers, they encourage you to eat the berries along the way. You just got to make sure you know what to look for. Because there are poisonous berries. These are not. Right there. Thimbleberry. Get some thimbleberry jam if you ever come across it. All right. Moving on. All right, we are 7.5 or 8 miles in today. Went past from Rock Harbor to 3 Mile, then to Daisy Farm. Just left Daisy Farm a little bit ago, and we're on our way to Moski Basin. So that'll put us around 11 or 12 miles for the day. Our shoulders are achy, our feet are achy, but it's beautiful scenery. We had to fill up our waters at the Daisy Farm. So make sure you have a water filtration system and only fill it from Lake Superior. Don't fill it from any inland lakes because those can have algae blooms and your water filters don't filter that out. So be prepared. So we took a little break there as we filled up our water, and it was nice. But we gotta get going because we don't want to be hiking when it's dark out. So onward we go.
Bye-bye. Okay.
So no, that fox there looks cute. It is a wild animal. You should scare it away.
Oh, I have a little...
You do want them to be scared of people. That's kind of cool to see. But they will leave you alone. You scare them,
How are you, buddy?
they'll run away. In fact, some people kind of get too close. Get away. Anyway, there he is. Okay, this bridge here, this is always a nice sign because right up here and to the left over there is the campground. Oh, over 11 miles today in some crazy terrain, a lot of up downs. A lot of rocks and mountains, or not mountains, but I'm tired. All right, campgrounds are not bad. show you the view. It's actually pretty beautiful. So we have this huge slab of rock here, right down to the water. Some people out on the dock right now. This is early in the morning. This is 7 in the morning right now. Let's look at that. So there's the dock so people can take their boat in here and then camp here if they want. So when you get water, you have to have a filter system. You want to make sure you have moving water. It's not like stagnant, it's not just sitting there. So over here, this rock goes right down to the water down there. Right down in there, goes right down to the water's edge. So a couple guys yesterday, they're sitting up here on this big stone wall, just kind of chatting about whatever life and looking across here. Like that sounds nice. I'd love to do that. All right, so I'll show you some of these camps next. There's the entrance right there. Go this way. Now we camped to the right there. It's gonna go over here a little bit just to show you a couple of things. Let me do this first. So they have these little plaques. This is where we came in. Over here is where we camped in those group sites. But they have these shelters here. So I kind of wanted to show you. They're facing the water, so I'm not really going to be able to totally show you because they're all occupied. But they're really nice. There's these 3-sided structures with a roof. And the front of it is all screen with a screen door. There's one right there. They book pretty early though. Some people in that one right there, so I didn't want to bother them, but here's a few more here. Yeah, they're first come, first serve, but people get here really early. Really early. Unless it's a slow time, but it's really busy right now. It's the beginning of August. It's another structure. Those overlook the lake. So each particular campsite has a different number of those shelters. There's 6 of them at this one, if I remember right. Daisy Farm, one before this, that has, I think it said 16 of them. Of course, that's a much more popular campsite. I think a lot of how popular it is due to the proximity of where it's located and people generally, where trails come together and where they are about it on their trip on the island here. So now if you're wondering about going to the bathroom, they have these vault toilets. Vault toilets? They're one-holers. So there's another one down closer to our camp, but they do the job, but you got to bring in your toilet paper. if you're on the trail and there's no toilet around, so make sure you're 50 steps away from a body of water. And they say you can cat hole it. So basically dig a hole, they say 6 inches. And then you're gonna wanna bury your waste. So I'll show you our camp here in just a second. It's just up here. Alright, so here's the group overflow sites. There's the vault toilet for down here. So it's basically people that can't get sites and you just all put your tents in one big area. Now the wolves have been a problem around here getting food. They said one guy even had his shoe taken. So anything scented, food, toothpaste, whatever it is, has to be locked in here at night. I didn't hear any last night. And they have these little reflectors. So here's our tent site. People are sleeping, so I'm gonna keep it quiet, but just a bunch of people here. We're off in the distance up here. All right, time to make some coffee. More than I need. Okay, we're just getting ready to head out. Day 2. We're right here at Muskie Basin. We started up at Rock Harbor up here along the whole route, about 11 miles yesterday. And then today, we're gonna take this route over to here. So that can focus, there we go. Take this route up to here, come up here. Now this is Chicken Bone Lake. We're gonna go on the west end, come right up here to McCargo Cove for the night. Tomorrow the plan right now is to come back down here, but coming over on the east side of Chicken Bone along the Greenstone Ridge. And we'll see, we were thinking Daisy Farm down here, but we might go through Mount Ojibwe Tower and come down to 3 Mile, because that'll leave the last day as a short, easy hike. So that's our route. Day 2. It's the northwest end of Lake Ritchie. We're headed to Lake Chicken Bone.
Maybe just stick to the other side. I'll just stick to this side.
We're at West Chicken Bone. We kind of one of the trails going through the campsite. So we started at 9:30 this morning. It is now 2 o'clock. We have some breaks. My feet are hurting. A little slow going, but we're gonna take a break up here. And then it's about 2.7 from here to McCargo Cove, which is our target destination for the night. A lot of ups and downs. All right, so we just left West Chicken Bone campsite at Chicken Bone Lake. It's about 2.5-ish miles to McCargo Cove campsite. Ooh, gotta watch my balance here. What's that?
This is
Gotta go around.
underwater. We have to go around.
Okay,
So
we gotta go around. You wanna be on
that's how deep that is.
video trying to make it through?
Look how deep
Try that again.
is.
Ooh, don't wanna step in that.
No, you do not. Look how froggy. Little tiny baby frogs. Okay.
That's a little better up there. All right, so I'm gonna try out the videos first to try this. Don't need any bloopers.
Little tiny frog.
Okay, this is the path here. It's supposed to be this walkway. So, alternate route. Just wanted to show you that. All right, so we made it through that muddy submerged area. It wasn't that bad. We just had to go off to the side, and there are spots where people laid some other boards in new locations. Well, we got a guardrail here. We never have that. So anyway, yeah, so we're on our way to McCargo Cove. Everyone says how it's a really, really super nice site. And Chicken Bone was really nice. We just wanted to go up to McCargo, but some really good spots there overlooking Chicken Bone Lake. Definitely a worthwhile. That's West Chicken Bone. Definitely worth staying there if you wanted to. All right, onward. Thimbleberries. Little beaver dam. Bone. I've witnessed more bugs on me this morning than it's the entire trip. Oh, good down here. It's like it's all a piecing almost. You see, it's just like. All right, so we just went past East Chicken Bone, going up to the Greenstone Ridge, and just went up super crazy hill, climbing way steep, for at least for this kid. You're not in a race, so take your time, catch your breath, keep an eye on your heart rate. So pretty much assuming this is the Greenstone Ridge we're on. So no clue how many downs and ups and downs there will be, but we'll be on this for a while. Wanted to show show you this. Okay, first off, the drop's a doozy, but this is looking north. I can see over here. Let me see if I can point in here. Right up in there. Oop, that's not good. Right up in there, you see the water, then there's some land. There's some other land over here. I'll zoom in to show you. Right there, that. There's a gap. There's some more land back there. That's Canada. And this one on the left is an island. And this is the right edge. That land right there is the right edge of Thunder Bay. So if you went in between the two in that gap, that would go up and into Thunder Bay. If you look at it on a map, Thunder Bay goes like this. The part that arcs around is that landmass right over here. So Thunder Bay, Canada, Ontario. But that's a great view. Trail said this was a viewpoint up here. Wow. Sure is. The breeze is nice. Hopefully it's not too noisy. Of course, this looks better in person than on video. Hiking up to Mount Ojibwe to the tower. Just spotted it. Here it is. So we're gonna climb up that before heading down to 3 Mile Campground. We can see, I'm assuming Rock Harbor.
Yep.
We gotta go by tomorrow. Old Canada. See how as far as we can go. I wasn't even looking ahead. Sorry, it's probably noisy for the wind. It's very windy up here. But that breeze is lovely after sweating on that hike. Alright. Off to 3 Mile. Which I think is off in that direction. We're coming down from Greenstone Ridge now, down towards 3 Mile Campground. We've gone down most of the descent. We're about a mile away now, we're guessing. Hopefully less. So I'll put us around 12 for the day, but we gotta look up the exact distance. We're ready to rest. All right, it's the morning, Friday. We just packed up and are leaving the group site at 3 Mile. It's pretty crowded here. These summer months are pretty busy, so probably slim pickings on the shelters. So we're making really good time here. We'll be to Rock Harbor plenty early. It's only a 2.7 mile hike, so we can enjoy the view a little bit. Forecast calls for a little rain, but it was supposed to rain last night and it didn't. There we go. All right, so right before we leave here, I wanted to show you one of these shelters. People who were in here last night already packed out. So it's nice, especially if it's raining. You don't have to set up a tent and get that all wet to pack up a wet tent later. Lay your sleeping bags down in here. Cannot hang hammocks. They say no to that. But you can see why people kind of claim them early. So. We're getting really close here to Rock Harbor, and after meeting a few people on the trail and talking with them, there's a chance we might not be headed home today. Guess a lot of the ferries and stuff were a no-go because of the winds out on Lake Superior. I heard 6, 8, I even heard 10-foot waves. Yesterday, I guess the group that came over, they said captain said it was the worst that they've had. A lot of people getting sick on the boat, of course. So we'll see what happens. We're out of food, but there's a couple restaurants up here at Rock Harbor. So just something to kind of think about and plan. If you're making a trip, make sure those that are back home know there's a chance you might get delayed. So we're not sure when we'll get home right now, but it's, who knows? Maybe the winds will die down and there'll be some windows today where they can get some boats going, but don't know how many ferry trips are ahead of us. So get an update when we're back in Rock Harbor and see where we're sitting. So the ferry's not running today at all. So we're gonna spend another night here on the island, which is fine. Looks like we might be getting a shelter. There's a group leaving a shelter, and Mindy's there to try and snag it. So hopefully we get that, and we can head over to one of the 2 restaurants they have. There's also a store here, so if we need to buy some stuff, we could. So that's the latest update. The vacation continues. All right, so Mindy was able to get a shelter. The first shelter on this whole trip. So here we are. Get you another view of shelter I showed you a little earlier, what they look like. So, a couple other updates. See a pizza box. We went to one of the restaurants here, got a big 12-inch pizza and whitefish sandwich. We split both, and that whitefish sandwich was the best one I've probably ever had. But show the view here while I sit. They said that the ferry, the boat that we were supposed to take today, that is canceled today. I asked if it was going to run earlier tomorrow morning, because there's another group that was supposed to leave tomorrow too. They said, well, the weather tomorrow morning at least is not looking good right now, so to just check back in the morning on updates on all that. So who knows if we'll be here another extra day. In the meantime, just going to make most of this. The general store they're open till 8, and they have a lot of things, including some chips and salsa that I'm eyeing. I might go down before they close and get some of that and surprise Mindy. Okay, I'm going to do a little follow-up here on the route distances we went each day. I did have a video on a proposed route, but day 1, we started right here at Rock Harbor. Took this route right along. Now, probably saw from the videos here, this is very rocky. A lot of the huge, like, just like rock shields, those kind of huge cliffs that you have to hike up and over and down, and it's really strenuous. So this is actually a pretty hard hike. The first little bit here is kind of through woods. It isn't so bad. But it through here up until it just past the 3-mile campground is how it's like that, with all those big rocks right by the shore that you have to climb up. And not little boulders, but you saw in the video, those huge slabs. And then we continued along this red little dash line here. Cisco at Mine, you saw that in a video. Susie's Cave, you saw that in a video. And it continues on through here through Daisy Farm. Daisy Farm, there's a little creek that dumps out right here. So you kind of have to walk down towards the water and cross right by the shore there and then come up again. When you leave there, there's trails going up, and then there's another one to the left. And initially we made this mistake. We took the one to the left thinking it was this one, the one we wanted, but that was just a short one down towards the shoreline, and that went to like a ranger station or something. Don't make that mistake. It's like a large grassy area, and you see trail, one to the left to the rangers, and then there's one going straight ahead on the left, and that's the one you want for this one. So we took that, and we were really tired. This was day one. And then we came down here to Mosky Basin Campground, where we spent the night, the first night. That whole distance right there that we did, that was 11 miles. So when you include some of the other things like Siskowit Mine and Susie's Cave, they're just off, but they're not too far. But it was over 11 miles to Mosky Basin. Day two, we started at Mosky Basin, came up along this trail right here, came down to Lake Ritchie. It's a very beautiful area. And along the shores of Lake Ritchie, then up through the woods right here. This can feel like a pretty long stretch. Maybe it was just myself because I was pretty sore and tired from the day before. But came up here along this, the left of Lake Lesage, and then up through here past Lake Livermore. And at this point, you're going to go up to the Greenstone Ridge. Now, depending where you go on the Greenstone Ridge, which runs along here, it can be kind of a lot going up it. Like right here, it was not. It was kind of short, and we're kind of surprised, like, whoa, is that it? Versus later on down here, it's quite a bit of climbing. So here we went on West Chicken Bone Lake, and all the way up here to McCargo Cove. And that whole distance is 8.4 miles. So then that was day two. It's day three, we left McCargo Cove in the rain, came down here to the east end of Chicken Bone, came up to the Greenstone Ridge. Now it's interesting, on West Chicken Bone it was not that high, at least from the direction we were coming. Over here on the east side of Chicken Bone Lake, walking south, that was quite a hike going up that. Pretty tiring. So we got up to the Greenstone Ridge and took that all the way over. Here you saw Mount Ojibwe, that was on day three as well, part of that whole hike. And we continued along the Greenstone Ridge. And the Greenstone Ridge, when you get on the ridge, it's not that bad. It's actually quite pleasant. The only exceptions are in this stretch right here between Mount Ojibwe and Mount Franklin. You can be in a lot of open grassy area to the top of the mountain. So if it's sunny and warm, that you're going to feel it. So we came up here, some beautiful views from Mount Franklin, and we walked down to 3 Mile, right down here, which is where we spent the night last night. And that is 12.6 miles, that whole route, all the way from McCargo, all the way down to 3 Mile. And then this morning we took off from 3 miles, 12.7 miles, back to Rock Harbor right here. And of course we're delayed at least one night, and we're lucky enough to get a shelter, and that's where we are. So that's the whole route we took. A lot of other beautiful areas you could check out. We kind of got to think ahead on how far each thing is, and it's kind of tough because you want to see a lot, but if you're traveling too far, you also might miss out on some campsites. So depending what time of year. But that's the route we took.
All right, so since we have an extra night here, we're decided to go east of Rock Harbor here. There's a whole trail, 2.2 miles. It's out to a place called Scoville Point. It's a fairly easy walk so far. Maybe that's because we're not wearing our packs. So, it's a nice view right along Lake Superior. Not sure what to expect out here, but we'll show you what it looks like when we get there. All right, so this is not Scoville Point. We were really close to it. Right before we got to it, there's these ladies that passed us, and They're like, it's just up ahead. So we go up ahead, walk up this little rocky kind of cliff, and Minnie's like, stop. Like, what? Looked up ahead, there's a wolf on the path right in front of us, walking towards us. So we made ourselves big and screamed like they say to always do. And it wasn't moving, at least it wasn't turning around or anything. It wasn't scared at all. It kept walking towards us. It wasn't like after us, but it was like, well, I don't care that you're there. I'm going to walk on that path. So we backed up as quickly and safely as we could, and then turned and hightailed it out of there. And we picked up a rock and a stick. We don't have anything, right? So we're quite a ways now, and I keep looking back to see if it's tailing us, and it looks like it's not, but hey, it's a wolf. Right? But I don't think it was interested in us, but we were not interested in going towards it. So, sorry, no videos or anything of Scoville Point. It is a nice walk out here. It's an easy walk, especially with a lot of 40-pound pack on your back. So, that was my second wolf I've seen. It was Minnie's first. A couple hours ago, there was one that crossed the path right by our shelter, actually. Minnie was in the shelter, so she didn't see it. Weird that I haven't seen any moose, but I've seen 2 wolves. Usually they say if you see any of them, it's the other way around. So anyway, I will end this segment by showing you this view that we're looking at. Walking on some rocky cliffs, so it's a little bumpy. Look at that site. So here's an update. This is Saturday. We were supposed to leave Friday, as I mentioned. The waves were like 10 foot out there, 6 to 10 foot, so they canceled that. Now, last night, there is a boat, it's called the Ranger. It comes from Houghton up here to Rock Harbor. That's a much larger boat than the Queen something the fourth that we took from Copper Harbor. So the Ranger, which is huge, not huge, it's a much bigger boat. They were coming in last night and they were encountering 10-foot waves. About halfway here across Lake Superior, they had to turn around and go back because some lady hurt, possibly broke her ankle. I'm thinking because all the throwing, the boat going around and stuff. So they had to go back to bring her there and then head back here again. So there's a big group that got here really late last night. So this morning when we got here, not knowing if our boat was running today, didn't think it would be because last night we could hear the winds. Like there's no way it's running across it. The winds are like this. And I walked down to the main lake dock area, and there was the Ranger, the big boat, not ours, because we're going to Copper Harbor. So the Ranger was still loading in and going. I spoke with one of the park rangers, and they said that our boat to Copper Harbor, the Queen, is not going today. They're like, oh, so now that's 2 extra nights here on the island. We're ready to go home at this point. So we went to the restaurants here, got a burrito each and some coffee, and that was really good. And then we came back and found a sign, talked with others as well, that tomorrow they're going to do 2 runs to Copper Harbor, and Monday they're going to do 2 runs to Copper Harbor. So tomorrow, on Sunday, the 2 runs. The first run is going to be the Friday passengers, which is us. And then the Saturday passengers is going to be the second run on Sunday. Monday are going to be the same idea, Sundays and then Mondays. So hopefully, I did hear that they're going to be leaving Copper Harbor at 7 a.m. They're going to try to get over here, and then they're going to hightail it right back. So that would mean 11 o'clock we could leave, which would put us back in Copper Harbor around 3 p.m. Like a 9-hour drive puts us there around, 9 or midnight to 1 a.m., which I can do. If it's much later than that, I don't want to be driving at 3 a.m. So anyway, so it's looking better that we're going to be making it home
late Sunday night, early Monday morning. So that's the latest update. Yeah, so we're trying to try to stay warm today and not spend too much money on food here, but at least it's nice here, right? It's beautiful. So that's the latest update. So you got to plan for stuff like that. Like I mentioned, if you come to the island, stuff like that could happen. You can't just drive home. So lots of nice people here. So it looks like that is the plan. Today, Sunday, is the day we head out. Right now we're just waiting on our ferry to come across, ready to leave at 10:30. So we're hoping to depart Copper Harbor by 3 and be home by midnight. Guys, we're waiting for our ferry to come out here. I just want to mention a couple things. Here at Rock Harbor, if there are showers, if you wanted a shower, it takes a token, and the token is $7 as of this video, and it's for 5 minutes, and it abruptly turns off. There's a washer and dryer here. We used that to wash a load of laundry. It takes a token, again $7, and the dryer is quarters only, which they can get those for you. It's $1.75. So there's that option. But anyway, appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, please just post them down below and we'll do our best to answer those. And thanks for watching. Hope you get a chance to make out here. It's a great place.
We're slowing down a lot, so we're gonna go like 6. Yeah, but that's a lot smaller than is it? In the Ranger. Oh. No, it's the same.